Good morning. My name is Jessica Gibson, and I am the Public Relations Officer for Newcastle County. We are thrilled to be here today to kick off NCC Commit to be Counted. We want to recognize a few people who are here today, some of our great partners. J.J. Francis from Senator Coon's office, thank you so much for being here. Leon Tucker, Director of Communications for the City of Wilmington, thank you for being here and your partnership. Marcus Henry, GM for Newcastle County Department of Community Services, thank you for being here. We are really excited today to talk about the work that's happening for Census 2020. A little early for some folks, but Newcastle County is committed to ensure that all NCC residents are committed to be counted. Today we're starting off with one of 25 job fairs throughout Newcastle County. An amazing opportunity for not only our residents, but for the leadership of our communities to demonstrate the importance of the need to identify those who are uncounted and ensure that Newcastle County and the state has a very high accurate count for Census 2020. At this point, I would like to welcome our County Executive, Matthew Meyer.
Thank you, Jessica. Your work in this is fantastic and really getting the whole community prepared for Census 2020. This morning is actually a special morning. You may not realize it, but it is the first time in history that you are standing in a Delaware library that is a finalist for the National Medal for National Museums and Library Services. That has never happened before in Delaware. Give yourselves a round of applause. Something we really should be proud of. I know J.J. Francis from Senator Coon's office is here, and along with Congresswoman Blunt Rochester, we were nominated for that prestigious award, and we're now a finalist for it. So it's very exciting. Today we're here to talk about something in which we're constitutionally obligated to do. Since 1789, Article 1, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution requires us to enumerate our people, to count our people. And today we're launching that effort. We're launching that effort, as Jessica mentioned, with 25 different job fairs all across the county. I think it's great we're launching it with a job fair, and it's of particular personal importance because one of my first jobs was in Newcastle County, knocking on doors as a census enumerator, going around counting the people. And the lessons I learned in that job are lessons I carried with me when I started my first campaign for public office 3 years ago, when my campaign manager told me I had to go knock on doors. I said, oh, I've done that before. What we're doing today is also very important, not just because we're required to do it constitutionally, but because there's a situation right now in this country where people are trying to intentionally undercount certain populations. There's an effort underway to say we want to count these people, but we don't want to count those people. And what we're saying clearly today to all of the people in our county, if you are a human being, we want to count you. Census Day is April 1st, 2020. So as Jessica mentioned, we're still more than a year away, but the time to start is today, to start now, to make sure that we look everywhere in this county to make sure people are counted. We're going to pay particularly close attention to those populations that are traditionally undercounted. And it was estimated in 2010, 9 years ago, when we last did the census, that Delaware undercounted its population by 8,979 people. 8,979 people, based on about $2,200 that Senator Coon, Senator Carper, and Congresswoman Blunt Rochester bring home to Delaware each year, $2,200 per person approximately. That amounts to about $14 million a year that we've lost over the past 10 years because of our failure 9 years ago to count everyone. So we're looking to do a much better job this year. We're reaching out particularly to communities that we know are historically undercounted. Populations of 0 to 5-year-olds, people of color, college students, non-English speaking students. And as I mentioned, getting an accurate count does lead to a proper amount, a correct amount, a greater amount of federal dollars and federal support for programs here. It's also important that it leads to greater number of resources for those underserved population. So it's not just about more money, it's also about equality within our communities. If we're not counting Latino populations, we're not going to have the services for those populations. If we're not counting college students effectively, then we're going to think that we need less services for college students than we actually need. So today we launch by saying, hey, there are these great job opportunities. Maybe if you get a job in here, it could be the start of you might be launching a great career that may one day end up as county executive. And we're also saying that we're taking serious steps as leaders. I know the governor has committed, the lieutenant governor has committed, mayor of Wilmington has committed, and pretty much all elected leaders are committing to work extra hard in the next 13 months to make sure everybody is counted. So thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you, County Executive, and thank you for assigning me with this charge and giving me the autonomy to bring our community together. One of the first meetings we had was with the U.S. Census Bureau, and their charge to us was we got to get everyone counted. We looked at them and said, well, how do we do that? And over the last several months, we've developed an astounding relationship with the U.S. Census Bureau, and the opportunities of collaboration, the opportunities for leveraging resources is what we're doing today. Leveraging resources, ensuring that we are working together, we're partnering with one another, and we're providing opportunities for our cities throughout Newcastle County to have a level of participation in that effort. One of the most important things about working with the Department of Census is their need for collaboration and their willingness to collaborate at the local level. So without any further ado, I am proud to introduce you to our partner, who will be a Wilmington resident superstar pretty soon, Devin Reed, our field specialist.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Devin Reed with the United States Census Bureau. I work as a partnership specialist covering the state of Delaware. This might be the second or third time I've been here with County Exec Myers, and I love talking after him because he makes my job so much easier. Everything that I have written down, he already said. But I do want to go over a few things in addition to how important the census is and all of the wonderful services that the census numbers and accurate count provides. I also want to talk a little bit about sort of the ways that we're going to be providing residents to go ahead and self-respond. Four ways they're going to get this decade, which is new to this census. The first option is going to be that residents are going to have the option to reply self-respond online. So in March of 2020, our residents are going to be mailed invitations. And these invitations are going to have ID numbers on them. They'll be provided English and 12 other non-English languages. Each address will be linked to an ID. So residents will have the opportunity to take that invitation, go online, enter that ID, and self-respond to the census. Our second option is going to be to respond over the phone. So we've always offered toll-free assistance for the census, but this year we're also going to offer the option for residents to, if they choose, to complete the census over the phone. So that'll be the second option. We are also providing assistance in English and our 12 other non-English languages. The third option, and this is the one that we're all familiar with, is going to be the paper form. So if you don't complete the census online or over the phone, you'll be mailed out a paper form. And it's just like we all know, check off and sign off and complete just all of the questions and mail it back. The last option is door-to-door enumeration, people going out and completing the census with someone face-to-face. And that's what we're hiring for today. We are going to be hiring about 1,000 to 1,500 Newcastle residents to go out, knock on doors, help people understand what the census is and what it provides them, as well as helping them to complete the census. So we have our positions that we're hiring for today and the job fairs throughout the rest of the summer, and we encourage people to come out, ask us questions. We'll be at each of these job fairs. Ask us any questions that you have, and we want to encourage everyone to go online and apply, from our veterans, from our retirees, from our college students. If you're bilingual, come on out, apply for the census. These are services that we all use. And a great way to help your community is to come out, learn about the census, and teach your community about the census. So again, I want to thank Newcastle County for being such a wonderful and enthusiastic partner for the census, and I cannot wait to get the best count yet in 2020. Thank you.
Now you can see why we're so excited about our partner at the U.S. Census Bureau. Some of the work that we're doing, we have one of the largest cities in our state located in our county, the city of Wilmington. And when you look at those census tracts, we all can agree that there's a lot of work that needs to be done in those communities. This $14 million number a year times 10 years certainly can aid those communities. The county executive and Newcastle County government is committed to ensure that we are able to make sure everyone is counted, but more importantly, the result of that effort includes a significant amount of investments that should go into those communities, and specifically in the areas of literacy, especially in the areas of health and awareness. These areas are critical to our communities, and we couldn't do that work without the City of Wilmington. We're proud to announce that we'll be co-sponsoring job fairs with the City of Wilmington, and we'll be collaborating with the City of Wilmington throughout this effort. So without further ado, our representative from the city today, Leon Tucker, Director of Communications.
Good morning, everybody. First of all, I wanted to make sure that you all knew that our illustrious County Council member, Rashima Dixon, is here with us today. She is one of our council members who is so passionate about serving the community, and I'd be remiss if I didn't take this time to recognize her presence. I'm here representing the Wilmington City Council. President Shabazz is away and regrets that she couldn't be here. But one of the things that I wanted to make sure that you all knew and that the public knew is that this is something that she has been passionate about for a very long time, making sure that the folks in the city of Wilmington are represented, that they're counted, and 10 years, every 10 years we have to do this count. And I have to say I was very encouraged when I came in today and I saw the young faces who were learning about the process, wanting to get involved, and wanted to be a part of this important work. Because it's been an observation of mine that over the course of the decades and years that the census count takes place, census kind of goes over your head. And it's really important that we make it clear to the public that this is very important, and to have this kind of representation out in the community, educating people about the importance of the census is a really, really big deal. So we are extremely happy and excited to be partnering with the county. County Executive Meyer, really appreciate you inviting us to be a part of this. And we look forward to all the work that's going to take place over the next year or so we can make sure that everyone in the city of Wilmington is counted and that we have a clear and accurate representation of the folks that we want to serve. So with that, really appreciate your time. And Jessica, good job. Fantastic job. Look forward to working with you.
And Councilwoman Dixon, thank you again for being here. I apologize for omitting you. And since you're here representing council, we are looking forward to working with council and looking at you to help us lead that initiative. So that's what happens when you're here. You're on the hook. And we have lots of witnesses for that, so we're happy to be here. One of the things that we also want to talk to you also about is committing to be counted. It's not just a term, it's what we're living and breathing. And we are obviously very serious about NCC committing to be counted. And we believe that after 6 or 7 touches of census conversation, once that piece comes in the mail, you'll know what to do and you have committed to be counted. So as of today, we are NCC commit to be counted. So when you're talking to people about census, the conversation is about census, but the conversation is really about doing something when you get that packet in the mail, not just looking at it. So I'm happy to launch this initiative. We've launched our website today, so if you go to our county website under our executive office branch and look for census, there's an opportunity for you to sign up to be part of the work that we're doing. And we're really excited about having the county, all of the county, be part of this wonderful initiative. Thank you all for being here today. And if you're looking for a part-time job, don't forget to stop in our job fair. Thank you.